and welcome back for another episode of Saxophone in Dave's Garage. My name is Dave. I teach people how to play the saxophone. If you're in the market for saxophone lessons, no matter what your skill level or age, I'd love to talk to you. DaveGoodSax@gmail.com, or leave a comment in the comments below and I'll find you. Thank you so much for all of you who have joined up and of your own free will and are watching these videos. If you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos, talk to me. Once again, DaveGoodSax@gmail.com, or leave a comment below. Love every one of you. I've just enjoyed meeting all those of you who I have, and you've added to my life. This turned out to be a better chapter in my life than I would have ever imagined. So yeah, YouTube, thank you for hosting, and thank all of those of you out there for being there. Still playing the alto sax. The wrist is getting better. I know I've talked to you in previous episodes about the wrist. Turns out like I broke it or something, and there's osteoarthritis that's showing up. I have no idea when or how I broke the wrist. It's a complete mystery to me, and they might have been looking at somebody else's x-rays. Anyway, I'm going to keep today short because it's those of you following the news know that we've been experiencing some serious heat wave out here on the West Coast, especially down here in Southern California. You will notice the dogs are not barking. They have not put in a cameo appearance because they're in the house. They're huddled around the air conditioner. Smart, isn't it? Yes. So at any rate, today we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. This will interest all of you. The elephant in the room is saxophone tone. And how you get tone is really pretty much primitive. It's not that hard to do, but it is one of those mysteries of learning to play the sax. I'm going to stretch a little bit there. That continues to trip a lot of my students up. First of all, just a couple of days ago, in fact, in this very room, one of the last sessions that we had here, a young student's father made a comment. I'm going to get you a saxophone that sounds better. And I said, let's take care of that comment right now. First of all, this is an old Conn, a 6M, and it's a pretty cool old saxophone. And I'm grateful to have it. It's smaller than modern alto saxophones, and it really is kind of a flamethrower. Puts a great bit of tone out. Just got this great punch, doesn't it? So anyway, and yeah, I'm using a tenor sax reed. Those of you who know that I use a tenor sax reed. This is a Meyer, a 7M mouthpiece. Nothing fancy there, off-the-shelf ligature at the music store. So at any rate, he's playing, my student is playing a vastly more modern horn by Jean Paul USA, jeanpaulusa.com, great horns. He's got an alto for Christmas about a year ago, and he's been playing that. And I said, why don't we trade horns? Take your mouthpiece off, and we'll just trade horns. And I said, I will bet you that I will sound like me on your horn, and you will sound like you on my horn. And he did. He was stunned. He's got a bit of a sharp, and I don't mean like out of tune edge, but just like a sharper edge. Not a really beautiful sound coming out of his alto sax, and he put that sound in this horn. His kind of, just a little bit of a harder edge sound came out of this horn, right? And when I played his horn, it sounded just like me, much prettier tone. Well, he's a guy that doesn't really work on long tones or tone, and that's where this lesson is going to go. The big elephant in the room is it's really not so much your equipment. I mean, the buzzer up here is kind of important. The horn in and of itself is an amplifier, for lack of a better word. It amplifies whatever comes out of here. And that this is all part of this, okay? So I gave him some exercises to work on. I'm going to give you the same exercises right now. And then we're going to play in the mid-range of the horn and develop our resonance. The big R word, yeah, resonance. Sonority, all right? The sonority, the resonance of our horn. And we can develop that very simply with long tones. Now, you can't do long tones all day long. And I know that's just, one of those things. It just gets really, really kind of boring, but it's important. The first thing that people hear, the first thing that a listener grabs onto is the tone of your saxophone, right? So let's do an exercise. It's real simple. Let's play in the mid-range of your horn. Finger low D, but play middle D. You don't get to use your octave key. Big air, right? Hold those tones, and I want you to go up the tree to an E now. Ooh, that was beautiful. All right, so we're not using the octave key at all. We're just going as high as you can on your saxophone, your tenor, or your alto, or your bass, whatever you got. I want you to do that, and I want you to do that every day. Do that for 6 days and get back to me, okay? 6 days in a row. Work on your resonance. Really play and do this, and put everything you have into those notes. Don't just like, no, big air, right? Now, the way the air gets into the saxophone is also crucial. I've got a student across the country who is struggling once again to find an alto sound that appeals to him. And he said, the big lip isn't working for him. And I said, what's happening? We talked a little bit about that, and it turns out he's not punching enough air into the horn. So stand up, again, suck in a bunch of air. I don't care how you do it. Put it all back into the horn, but there's no embouchure pressure in the high tones, and that's where a lot of us leave what we need to be doing to make those tones beautiful. We'll pinch, we'll bite down, we'll cramp the buzzer. We don't want to do that. We want this reed to vibrate, right? Now you hear I'm not using the octave key at all, and I'm going in and out of the octave. I want you to spend a little bit more time. Don't press down don't bite down, don't do any of the common things that people do. In fact, your tongue position is key in this pursuit of beautiful tone. We'll chase that elephant out of the room together. We're going to do that. But think about where your tongue needs to be. And now your mouth and my mouth are two different places, okay? And you're not going to have my tone, and I'm not going to have your tone, just simply because the shape. Listen to my voice. Your voice doesn't sound like my voice. Our bio-equipment is different, okay? But the principles of making saxophone tone beautiful are the same. They're very, so think about where your tongue needs to be. Where is your tongue when you whistle high notes? I can't really show it. It's up a little bit higher. Where is it when you're making low whistling notes? Right? Think about where your tongue is, and think about how you speed the air up to make those high notes. Well, same thing with the saxophone. Or if you sing, if you're going to sing like a high note, la 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 la, where's your tone? Where's the air? La 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 la. Where's your tongue? Where's the air? Well, the same thing applies to saxophone, which has been said to be akin to singing, saxophone and singing, right? I can't get up to a B on the alto saxophone. Tenor sax, no problem. Alto saxophone, and they don't tell you this, is one of the hardest saxophones to make sound pretty, right? It's like, it's considered the kid's saxophone by some because, the younger hand can reach around it. And, that's why when we go to a school band class, you got like 17 alto saxes and maybe no tenor saxes. It is truly a difficult horn to make sound beautiful. So pick out one mouthpiece that works for you. Key, right? Don't change one every week. Stick with this horn. Try those resonance exercises I just gave you. Think about where your tongue is. Think about how you would position your tongue to whistle a high note or sing a high note, and conversely to sing a low note or whistle a low note. And try that out. Get back to me. Leave me some comments. In fact, if you want, record some YouTube video and send it my way. Or post it. Happy always to hear your progress with this, okay? Any questions? DaveGoodSax@gmail.com. And again, once again, lessons, this is what I do. This is, in fact, how I keep Dave's Garage is through private lessons, one-on-one, either in person or via Zoom. DaveGoodSax@gmail.com. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. It's really hot. All of you are experiencing weird weather this year, and I know you are. So stay hydrated, keep cool in all the ways that you possibly can keep cool, and I'll catch you again here in Dave's Garage next time. Thanks for being here. All right, be well. Play your saxophone, and let's make that tone. Let's chase that damn elephant out the room. Okay? All right, let's do this.